Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is so good to be together talking about books. This last week, I posted a video about the worst book I ever read, and if I'm honest, I was kind of dreading making that video. The book wasn't enjoyable to read, and I felt bad talking poorly about it, even though it was really tough to read. But what I'm excited about is what we're going to talk about today in this video. This is a video that I've been super excited to make. But before I get started, I want to ask you a question. And if you want to put your answer in the comments, that would be amazing. We can dialogue about it there. But what is your favorite book? What is the best book that you've ever read? For me, the best book I've ever read, I picked up a year ago and didn't know much about the series. Actually found out about it because my father-in-law had bought me the second and third books. He found them at Goodwill, thought I'd be interested in them. And so I looked up the first book in the series, found it at my library, went and got it, read through this book so quickly, completely fell in love with the story that was being told, the world that it took place in, everything around these characters. And that book is called The Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. This is the first book in his series, Riyria Revelations. And this is not a new series, it has been out for multiple years. But I completely was blown away by this book, by this story. The way that Michael writes our main characters of Royce and Hadrian and the relationship that they have, the friendship that they have. They are best friends that could not be more different than each other. They have different skill sets, different passions, different things that make them tick, and yet they are the best thieves in all of Elan. They are known simply as Riyria, and in the book, The Theft of Swords, we get to follow two adventures that they go on. And we are meeting Royce and Hadrian at the peak of their careers. They are known and established. Nobody knows really who they are, but they have pulled off these amazing jobs. And they have been tasked in the first story with the job of stealing a sword, theft of swords. And as the job unfolds, it goes from simply stealing a sword to having to protect and defend their own names because they're being accused of something that they didn't actually do. And then in the second book, we get a completely different story that takes place following Royce and Hadrian as they travel across the known world to help this young girl protect her family and to fight this creature that is attacking their village. These two stories couldn't be more different, and yet they are perfect together. Why I love this book is the way that Michael writes. The conversations that are happening between characters feel real. It feels like you're really there. Parts when I started reading this book, I thought it was historical fiction. I was like, oh, like this is just cool, like just a unique world, but then wasn't really seeing any of the fantasy things. And then elves show up. And you're like, oh, okay, this is a fantasy story, and wizard, and other things at play, like a Gillibrand, which is a dragon, and all of these other things happening in the world. And so, why I love this so much also is the first book, The Crown Conspiracy, the first story in this book. It is so grounded. It is a small scale story, really just taking place in one small region of the world. And as we go into the second story in this book, and as we go into the other books, The Rise of Empire and The Heir of Novran, as we go into these, we see that there is so much more at play in this world. There are so many more secrets happening that we're having to discover along with our characters, Royce and Hadrian, and they get wrapped up into everything that is taking place in this world, both politically and through war and all of these other things that are happening in these two common thieves. But I love the way that he writes this really grounded story in the first one, and then the second book really opens up the world, and we get to see what is actually at play and what is going on. And so I love this story so much. Hadrian is my favorite character. He is just genuinely a good guy that sees the best in the world around him. And maybe I feel like I relate to that. Like I can see aspects of my own personality in Hadrian, but he always sees the best in other people and wants to help, wants to actually be a help to his friends, to the people that he cares about. And so his interplay with his best friend Royce is really unique because Royce is very jaded. He has a very dark view of the world around him and struggles a lot with trust and struggles a lot with um, like helping other people out if it's not going to benefit him. And so their relationship and friendship is really unique in this story and really helps drive this whole story forward. The other thing that's great about this book is that really Royce and Hadrian are together the whole time. As you go further into the other books, you start to get into sections of their story where they're not always together, and Royce and Hadrian are at their best. Michael J. Sullivan is at his best writing when he has Royce and Hadrian together on an adventure, and we are going with them and experiencing that alongside them. This is the first book that when I finished, I could not wait to pick it back up again. And I've been keeping myself from doing it, but I think about the first story in this especially, and honestly the second one, all the time. Even after knowing where their story goes further into the series, like this book continues to take up space in my brain, and I think about the adventures that Royce and Hadrian go on and how they experience it. And so I'm curious from you if you've read Rieria Revelations or if you've read any of Michael's other books. What are your thoughts? What do you think about The Theft of Swords? Maybe pick it up, give it a try this year in 2026. I can't wait to see in the comments what your favorite book is and get to talk more about that down there. Thanks for checking out the video. If you would like and subscribe, that would mean so much. And I can't wait to keep talking about books with you all.